has Shuri changed since the events of Avengers Infinity War and Avenger Endgame?
Yes, we see so much change and development in Shuri since we last saw her in Infinity War and Endgame. You know, we finished Endgame on a high. You know, they defeated Thanos, and you see Shuri in a final scene with her brother and her mom, Ramonda, and Wakanda is celebrating the return of the princess and the king. And in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, we see how that has shifted, and we see this young woman who was just like a ray of sunshine and an array of joy in our first film, just handle this broken heart with difficulty, and we follow her journey, unraveling the ways in which she's pulled out of her comfort zone to deal with the threats that Wakanda is facing.
Second question is, how does Ramonda support Shuri through loss? And how did Chu and Angela support one another through these deeply emotional scenes?
Yeah. What I love about this second installment of our franchise film is just that relationship between Shuri and Ramonda. We see it is being focused upon a little bit more than the first film. We see ways in which Ramonda is not only queen and ruler and trying to settle the hearts of those in the nation that feel unsettled by the passing of T'Challa, but we're seeing her also having to deal with her daughter not communicating well and not handling grief well. And in many ways, Angela and myself have had to, you know, walk through this journey alongside our characters as kind of like parallel emotions that we had to handle, and we supported each other by just communicating, you know, being honest about how we were feeling and pouring all of that love and all of those feelings that we have for our brother into the film and into the characters.
How did it feel to return to the Black Panther set and reunite with director Ryan Coogler?
Returning to the Black Panther set, it was a bittersweet feeling, of course, because you're re-entering a space that, you know, you associate so much with your brother. And I think in a way, Ryan was really helpful for us to give us courage. Reconnecting with such a profound artist and human being is one of the greatest blessings of my life, because he's just so kind and so giving, so thoughtful, nurturing of our many characters, and such a genius as well. So I felt really safe to go back to work with Ryan. I felt really protected and cared for, and I felt really encouraged. He believed in me in a way that sometimes I didn't know if I could believe in myself. He just believed that what was required of Shuri was within me, and he brought that out.
Who is Namor and what does he represent to Shuri?
Namor is one of the oldest characters of the Marvel comic books, and we are now bringing his story to life in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in our movie Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. He is a king of an underwater civilization called Talokan, and he's very protective, shall we say. And what he means to Shuri is a lot of things. He challenges her. He makes her think, amongst other things that you would have to discover when you watch the film.
Were you surprised by the amount of underwater work and how did you prepare?
we were warned about the underwater work with Ryan telling us and guiding us through that process of pre-production. Everybody had to learn how to swim properly and free dive. I had to learn how to free dive. I'm not as great as Marbell with 6 minutes and, you know, all this 6 minute, 4 minutes underwater action stuff. I could just touch a minute 30 and, you know, I gotta go up. So yeah, the underwater work was beautiful. We had a great team of people training us and helping us, and we're excited for you to see what we created.
Can you describe the bond between Shuri and Riri Williams? And did you share any advice with MCU newcomer Dominique Thorne?
Yeah, the bond between Shuri and Riri Williams is beautiful. It's two geniuses meeting, and there's no judgment, there's no competition. It's just bouncing off of each other, and in a way that I really love. I'm really excited for audiences to see Dominique in this role. She's phenomenal. The advice that I got to share with her, you know, as she was entering into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is just to have fun, just to dedicate, just to, you know, keep focused, but just to continue to have fun, because this is a fun journey. I think we forget that movie making is a cool process, and we can be so hard on ourselves and pressure ourselves to get to be perfect. But at the end of the day, we are talented, and we're here for a reason. And I got to share with her that element of just enjoying every moment. And I'm sure she is on Ironheart. She's creating a show for Disney Plus, and I'm sure she's having a great time.
Both Shuri and
Okoye.
Okoye infused humor into Black Panther. Do your characters find lighter moments among the more dramatic moments in this film as well?
Yes, Shuri and Okoye. In the first film, there is so much humor, and we see that as a continuation into the second film. It's not like they're trying to be funny. It's just the circumstances, the ways in which the characters respond. And thankfully, the audiences find it to be comic relief and a sense of joy. So we see more of that in this film.
What are you most excited to see in the final film? And what do you hope audiences take away from it?
Man, what I'm most excited for audiences to take away from our film is just the richness of the story. You know, we have a storyline that's really rich, really beautiful, complex. Dives into subject matters that I feel can bring a lot of healing and a lot of clarity. Very entertaining, you know. We have jam-packed entertaining sequences and music, you know, our soundtrack from Ludwig. So